Buddy, Adam Perry here, and I am going to go over Monday's four-game NHL DFS slate. It's that continuation of the NHL's unbalanced schedule, so at least we have more than one game today, like we did on Friday, but just four games isn't great. Tomorrow we'll have a huge slate. Wednesday we'll have a small one, Thursday a big one, and so on. But we've got MLB starting up Thursday too, so even if we have bigger slates, I think the NHL season is kind of winding down. Things are kind of changing. It's getting a little tougher, and of course, the contests. Tuesday may be our last chance at kind of big NHL DFS contests. So let's take advantage over the next, not just tonight, but especially tomorrow night. And yeah, remember, you can head over to TrueDFS.com after you like and subscribe to these videos, and you'll get a lot of premium content there. With SaberSim, which I'm going to show you my process and how I use SaberSim, and the pay dirt model, and Sheets' projections, and Goldie's projections. And the great thing is the price isn't that much more than if you just bought them on their own. So that's like an a la carte thing. Here you could get it all together for only a few bucks more. We're adding more and more tools. We just added some great NASCAR tools that are proprietary to our site. There's a lot you get on there. So if you're like even a semi-serious DFS player, there's a lot of great stuff you could get. The prices are going to go up as we add more stuff. So check it out now. Check out a trial, see if you like it. Anyway, one thing about TrueDFS is we're always kind of about process and learning over things like picks. So I don't have any picks for tonight's slate. I'm just going to show you some of the ways I would run lineups if the slate were about to lock, right? And we had all the projections are sharp. We're close to post. I run this process. So let's get into SaberSim and go. The one thing I did want to say, I'm kind of on this lineup sheet on Daily Faceoff just because it shouldn't affect the slate too much, but there's a bit of news because Hoglander and Pettersson are game time decisions for Vancouver. As you can see, they're like the lowest total on the slate, so I don't think they're going to matter that much, but it matters, right? I mean, they're top line players. They're going to come up in some of our sims. And let's see. I mean, yeah, we've got them projected in right now with SaberSim and Goldie stuff, but who knows? So what I want to do is just run my process as if I was playing the flagship GPP on DraftKings. This is what most people ask about. So I'm going to run it using SaberSim's projections and then run a contest simulation that simulates the flagship contest. I'm going to see what kind of lineups we get to. And then I'm going to do the same thing using Goldie's projections and see what kind of lineups we get to. And that's usually what I would do right before lock is just take my set of projections, run them, run the sim, get some diversity in there so I could diversify my portfolio so I'm not overexposed to anyone. And that's it. Then I'd be ready to go. So I kind of do this on repeat every day, but I show you my process and how it's done. I think it's a good process. It's a quick process. It's one we could do repetitively, and that's important, right? So we could emulate this day in and day out to get high ROI lineups. So let's just make two changes per DraftKings rules. Make the slightest changes to ownership that shouldn't affect anything but satisfies the rules, and then we'll run. And it should be pretty quick to get 5,000 lineups. We're already at, 20% building these. And we put no constraints on. We've done all kinds of experiments of trying to figure out what kind of stacks are best and all these. And that is something I would consider as I build my own lineups. But right now, we just want to get it done, not put constraints on the builder. So let's see what we get to. Let's run this sim. Cancel contest. No. We are running it. Let's get our top 20. So if you're playing in like the hip check, which is a 20 max, I think the dime time is like a 20 max. These will give you, somewhat of an idea of what you'd be getting to in those as well. So let's see what kind of stacks. We get 30% of the 6-man onslaughts. We've got about 50% 4-mans. One of these 3-3s, these 3-3-2s, and then some 5-2s. So I don't like to play the low correlated lineups. Like I don't love a 3-3. I don't love a 3-3-2. I don't love a 4 with 4 one-offs. Let's just see for now what teams we get to. A whole lot of Detroit. So, I would want some diversification, but let's take note of that. This is who we get with SaberSim in the middle part of the day using their projections. Got a lot of Detroit, 60% Dallas, and then just a few other teams. It's not the most diverse, but let's see. Like if I take out the stacks I don't like that just don't have the correlation that I love. I think correlation is king in hockey. Let's see how much that changes it. Even more Detroit. So there's a couple ways we could go about this, right? We could say, look, I don't want to get that much exposure to any one team. Let's say max is 40 Detroit, max is 40 Dallas. You could keep Dallas a little higher maybe because they have the higher total, but you don't have to do that. Now we have a diverse range of lineups. We've got about 50-50 almost, 45-55 in onslaughts. Nope, 10, yeah. 11 onslaughts, 9 of the 4-mans. We've got a pretty diverse range of stacks. Now we could do this another way, is you could just ask for more uniques. So what if we go up to 4 uniques? Still getting a lot of Dallas. More diverser set. More diverse set, let's say. So what if we went here? The ROI is 394. How far down? Our top lineup. We go to the 40. Only have to go to the 43rd lineup to get 4 min uniques. And we still have really high ROIs. If we go to 5, then we get that diversity in there. Not quite the same diversity as when we forced it, but we're only going down the 69 lineup. So a lot of Detroit, a lot of Dallas. Let's get rid of these 3-man, low correlated lineups. Now let's see. How low can we go? 115. I mean, I like that. It's 150 max, right? Maybe not today. Maybe it's a little smaller today. But that's okay. We're still getting to strong ROIs pre-flop. We still get a lot of the Detroit and Dallas. Just different combinations. 5 uniques. We don't have to go that far down. I mean, I don't know. I like it. The stacks look pretty good. So let's run this all again using Goldie's projections. And let's see if that changes the sort of portfolio we get. It may or may not. But oftentimes we see it does. That changing the projections and then running a sim still changes the type of lineups we get and the teams we get to, even though we're running it against that same contest ownership. So we've done this experiment before. So let's just X out this and start a new build and use Goldie's stuff. We don't want any min salary. And I'm going to change the projection set to Goldie's. Remember, the only way to get Goldie's projections are through TrueDFS.com. So let's see. Let's see how these look. What did we check? No, we want to change the Goldie's ownership too. Let's rerun that. My bad. So, TrueDFS, it's about transparency. And I don't think you could really transparently just give out picks and say that, this is the best play, this and that, and say that you're really helping someone. I mean, you may give them a good play on that night, but DFS is about process, about repeatable process, about learning how to do this night in and night out. And people, I mean, I hope you get bored with my videos, right? Because I do something we run a lot of experiments and things, but we do pretty similar stuff day in and day out on these. And that may seem boring, but that's the point, right? Is that you don't have to keep watching these. You could watch it 3, 4, 5 times and get an idea for how to use SaberSim effectively. So let's run this contest sim using Goldies. Looks like we're still going to get to some Dallas. Let's see. Let's see if we get to the Dallas and the Detroit. All right. Top 20 lineups, team stacks. Dallas, 100%. 100% Dallas. Goldie's projections, loving the Stars. And then, so, people have asked this too. Sometimes SaberSim really favors these low projected stacks, and you don't want that much of them. Using Goldie's projections, change that pretty much. I mean, you get a lot of Dallas and then just a diverse set, but you get the Utah, Columbus, Vancouver. That's a low project, but you only get 10%. You just get to kind of all these different teams other than these three. I mean, I don't know if I'd be comfortable with that much Dallas, but hey, if we take out, I mean, I'm okay with the 4-2-2. The 4-2 is starting to get a little too little correlation for my liking. Much happier with 4-3s, 6-man, 5-mans, 1-4-2-2. We could live with it. Let's throw in some uniques, see what the Dallas looks like. So all that Dallas. And uniques didn't change it much, right? We're getting a pretty diverse set with Goldies. Yeah. We ran 4 uniques and we only got down to the 31st lineup. So Goldie's just getting us Dallas and then all over the place. So the question is, do you want to keep it? Do you want to make it a Dallas night? And if you do, you're ready to go. If you want, you could always limit it like we did before. 32% of our pool, maybe we say, just give us 40% Dallas. See what happens. Then you get all that Utah, Islanders jump up. Still get some of the Detroit. A pretty diverse set here, but I imagine we're going further down in our pool. Yeah, I'm going to the 205th because so much of that was Dallas on top. But, I'd be pretty happy with this. It's giving me the Dallas. I'll take the Dallas. We have to take on some kind of risk. 40%, 50%. I don't have an answer for how much. That's a risk tolerance question. And it has to do with how much you want to risk on Dallas. But that's how I'd run it. And I'd be pretty happy with this set of a diverse range. Do I have any stacks I don't like here? Yeah. Okay. So I'll take away the 3 threes. And then I'd be pretty ready to go for my lineups tonight using Goalie's projections. Remember to like and subscribe. Check out TrueDFS.com. The prices are going to go up. We're adding more and more tools. It's a great way to if you are a serious DFS player or you want to become one, to check it out. Baseball season starting. And before baseball, though, we still got some good hockey left. So good luck on tonight's slate. Let's go.